On September 5th, 1945, 5 years old David Faust was playing in the yard of his farm in a rural area of Tomahawk, Wisconsin. The area around the residence is filled with thick bushes and vegetations. There are 2 creeks close to the residence as well. In the afternoon, a neighbor boy came to play with David. Few minutes after the boy left, David's mother called David to come inside for dinner, but there was no response. The mother thought David ran after the neighbor boy when he left, but after looking around, she realized David was gone and missing. Soon, the sheriff department was notified and lots of volunteers and farmers came to search for the boy. David had 9 other brothers and sisters who helped with the search. They brought bloodhound dogs to the scene as well, but they never picked up any scents or tracked any trails. Searchers dragged a nearby river in case David had gone there, but they found nothing. The sheriff stated the search party had covered 640 acres of land in an effort to find David without having success. The search lasted for 15 days without finding a single clue of David. 6 months later, a trapper was 1.5 miles from David's residence working a thick and heavy wooded area when he came across the decomposed body of David. The spot he found the dead body was searched extensively before, and David wasn't there at those times. Where was he when the search was being done? Why didn't he make a sound? We will never know what really went on in this incident. On July 24, 1951, Mrs. Jocelyn took her son and 5-year-old daughter Betty to Terrible Mountain with one of their neighbors for some fern picking. Terrible Mountain is located at northeast of Bennington of Vermont. Jocelyn's residence is close to the mountain and it was a place where the family visited many times. The group went to the mountain and did their pickings. As they were descending, Betty kept falling behind. As the group reached a roadway near Jocelyn's residence, Mrs. Jocelyn looked behind for her daughter, but she wasn't there. The group started searching for the girl, but they had no success. At that point, local law enforcement was notified and an official search was started. Soon, bloodhound dogs, civil air patrol and helicopters showed up at the scene looking for Betty. Officials claimed there was enough berries and water on the land that the girl could survive for few days. 2 days after Betty went missing, 2 wood choppers were 1.5 miles from Jocelyn's residence chopping woods when they came across the 5-year-old Betty in a small creek bed. They described her as extremely tired. This spot was searched extensively during the previous days. Her clothing was torn apart and her face was laced with bramble cuts, but in general she was in a good condition. Remember, bloodhound dogs and helicopters couldn't find her, but 2 men randomly find her. We will never know what really went on during the time Betty was missing. Earl Funk was a 49-year-old man who enjoyed spending time in nature. He had a cabin on the outskirts of Shenandoah National Park, which he visited from time to time. Shenandoah is at east of Virginia and has around 1,200,000 visitors annually. In September of each year, Earl used to go to his cabin to pick ginseng in the national park. On September 29, 2008, he did exactly that. He went to his cabin to pick ginseng and he was planning to return back home after few hours. After few hours, when Earl didn't return, his family and friends contacted National Park Service and the county sheriff that Earl was missing. Searchers soon found Earl's ATV just where they thought it would be. On the ninth day, searchers were looking at the areas around the ATV in a radius of 1.5 miles when they started finding a series of items that belonged to Earl. They found his machete, hat, a pack of cigarettes, a tent stake, keys, and his boots. On the 12th day, searchers went a bit farther than their usual routes and found Earl's dead body in a thick and dense area at the bottom of about 100-foot rock face. An autopsy claimed he died of exposure. Earl knew this area very well and used to go to that location regularly. The items they found which belonged to him appeared to be there because Earl was dragged to the location he was found, and the item fell out of his pocket. We will never know what really happened in this incident.